Welcome to the Investing Podcast presented by Tusk Media. The final bell has rung and the market is now closed. So let's move on to an audio and video recap with the Investing Happy Hour.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Investing Podcast. This is Monday, June 6, 2016, and you are listening to and or watching the Investing Happy Hour. Got to open things up the way we've been opening things up all day with our touching, moving tribute to Muhammad Ali, who once said that the man who has no dreams has no wings. I would argue that the same could be said for the man who has no investing podcast. If you don't have that, you're dreamless. Good luck out there. We're glad you're here. We're going to talk about a dreamlike day in the market. Pretty wild day. We talked at lunchtime about what we call the greengasm, which is when everything is up and everything closed up. We're not just talking about equity indices, we're also talking about some international stocks and commodities. So for the day, the Dow was up 64 basis points. The S&P 500 was up almost 0.5%, so it was up 49 basis points. The NASDAQ was up 53 basis points. The global Dow up 0.2%. Gold was up about 39 basis points. And oil had a huge day. Oil was up about 2.5%, 2.3 to be exact. So big day for oil. We talked about a few stocks that were doing well in the oil and energy sector earlier at lunchtime, but we had a lot of what I'm calling oily gains, which is the technical term for when oil-related companies have good days. So oily gains abounded today. Several companies up as much as 10%. Pretty wild for that. On the downside, a couple losers to highlight. Tyson Foods, TSN, fell 3.7%. Not a good day for Tyson. Maybe people are not eating more chicken. Either that or the Chick-fil-A ads really work, and people are eating more chicken, but it's only happening at Chick-fil-A. Tyson Food Group struggled quite a bit. Best Buy proved to not even be a good buy today. Best Buy fell 3.2%, so ticker BBY had a really rough day. The big macro story of the day was Janet Yellen's comments. The Fed chairperson came out and said that they're still considering a gradual increase in interest rates. Basically, nothing has changed, but she did recognize a poor job report. She did recognize that they were going to be calculated in their decision making. If I was a betting man, I would say that there would be no rate hike at the June 14th to 15th meeting of the Federal Reserve, but we'll have to stay tuned to find out. In the meantime, the market really responded positively. The market was up pretty much all day. Futures were up if you were here this morning. At the midpoint of the day, everything was up right as Yellen was starting to speak. And things stay high, so I think the market is anticipating that interest rates will remain low. That's obviously a good thing for businesses, at least in the short to midterm. So expect business growth, even as things are crashing down around us here at Narwhal Capital Management. Pardon the progress. Somebody's doing dishes in the kitchen. Hope it's not bothering you. We'll be back tomorrow around lunchtime with a market update, but in the meantime, we've got a new episode of Outsider Trading coming up in just a little bit. If you missed our first episode of Outsider Trading, you need to listen to this one because it is a long-form interview between myself and Matt Burton, the founder of Narwhal, which is the parent company of Tusk Media. We sat down and chatted for quite a while about some pitfalls that are very common to investors. So we talked about things that professionals and individuals alike often run into and things that can really trip up an investor. So check that out. It's about a 30 or 45 minute conversation. I think you'll enjoy it. As always, leave a 5-star review on iTunes. We'll read it on air. We've got some of those getting read on the next episode of Outsider Trading, which is coming up in just a little bit. Make sure you hit subscribe no matter how you're consuming this media, whether it's iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, or even watching on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.